I believe that the goal of all our work, in the best interests of our interconnected family of nations, must always and in all ways be effective and sustainable peace. Achieving authentic peace means building bridges instead of reinforcing the artificial walls which separate us. It means striving for positive change. It means carefully re-evaluating the barriers of privilege and exclusion that enclose our economies, our institutions, and our societies. We need a full and frank review of the vision for our own countries. It is then that we can ensure the development of healthier relationships among our nations. We must address inequalities of all sorts, whether on the basis of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, and so on, that hinder respect and harmony in our own communities and societies. How can we successfully safeguard the dignity of other nations if our own countries do not reflect a commitment to effective social justice in service to a common culture of peace? I believe that the fundamental rights, freedoms, and dignity of the human person should be a top priority on our national and global agendas. It is the task of diplomacy to ensure that communication between our nations remains open, to receive the creative and collaborative potential which occurs when we work together. Let me encourage you, throughout your academic and professional lives, to consider this responsibility very carefully indeed. Any asymmetry of power, whether it is between individuals, communities, or countries, brings the potential for suffering and instability. It invites oppression and exploitation, rather than equity and mutual respect. And let us never forget that displays of military force do not create sustainable peace. Violence can never lead to understanding and respect. I believe there must be renewed focus on behalf of all our nations to promote the inclusion of minority groups and oppressed communities. They must be invited as valued contributors and respected stakeholders to participate in social and economic lives of our countries. Without such a sense of respect, then discrimination and inequality will continue to create deep-rooted tensions that can take many generations to address. Top-down models of communication, which continue to exclude or underrepresent women and other groups from the table, are not delivering the stability and peace which is so much needed today. We must harness the potential of new technologies which make it more possible than ever for us to achieve truly participative and collaborative change. We must inspire one another to break down damaging stereotypes while we build new and harmonious narratives. This is how authentic dialogue can happen, by connecting communities and nations in a spirit of solidarity. We cannot go on thinking of others as units of production to be exploited, as resources to be consumed, or as objects to be used. Moreover, we can no longer wait for leaders to act alone in the slow journey towards peace. As diplomats, you are well aware of the unfolding realities of today's world. You know that true power belongs in the hands of the people. It is the well-being of the people that the state must facilitate in every way possible and never at the expense of the global good. It is up to us to invest in new models of social change which combine the innovations of technology with the priceless ideals of our democracies. The hard-won achievements of our respective nations cannot be compromised by the overemphasis that authorities sometimes give to short-term objectives. Non-governmental organizations are ideally situated, both within our countries and across borders, to be guardians of these goals. Their collaboration with national and international authorities is essential. Such collaboration ensures that legislation and policy remain rooted in the lived experiences of real people, prioritizing their best interests and safeguarding the well-being of all, especially the most vulnerable. Diplomacy must be an opportunity for patience in the face of challenges. It must create an environment of friendship and mutual enrichment rather than facilitating the ambitions of the few.